The Char Dham Yatra, four sacred temples situated high in the Himalayas that hundreds of thousands of people visit every year. Each temple is dedicated to a different deity, and all of them hold a deep significance in Hinduism. The second temple is dedicated to Ganga, the goddess whose manifestation is the river Ganga or Ganges. Rishikesh, Varanasi, Kolkata are just a few of the holy cities which have been built by this sacred river. The temple of Gangotri is situated just a few hours from the source of the Ganga and is used to honor this river that did not only uplift the material life of people but also their spirit. Good morning, welcome to Gangotri. I arrived late last night after a long bus ride and now I woke up to this. My plan was to take a dip in the Ganga, but it is wilder than ever, so I think I will just do what everybody else is doing. Everybody is by the river and everybody's doing a little ritual and bathing and offering incense and light and doing puja. And it's amazing the difference between traveling and doing a pilgrimage. Because when you're traveling, it's very easy to get caught up in doing something and seeing new stuff. You know, you come here, you do something, you see what's here, and then you go. But when you do a pilgrimage, it's not about seeing anything new, it's about being anew. And these little rituals give time to be here, not just to see the place, but to actually be here in this place. And these places can only be approached from the point of view of being and not of doing. And if you come to a place like this, I think it's important to have a little sadhana or some kind of little spiritual practice or practice meditation, or just like everybody else do a little ritual just to connect to the place on a different level. And it's amazing how in this culture there's an understanding how this works. A long time ago, there lived a king called Bhagirath from the Ishvaku dynasty. And he is the reason, partially, why the river Ganga came down to earth. Because you see, the Ganga was a celestial river. It only flowed in the heavens. But because Bhagirath's ancestors were cursed by a sage, and the only way to redeem them and to bring them to Nirvana was to bring Ganga down and have the river wash over their ashes, Bhagirath, after years and years of penance, with the help of Lord Shiva, brought down this wild goddess onto earth. And so it is said that the river is flowing from the dreadlocks of Shiva, because if the river touched earth without any support, it would have had such force that it would have destroyed everything. So Shiva needed to help, and so he tamed the Ganga and sewed it into his dreadlocks, and so this river is said to be flowing from his hair. There's a saying in the Himalayas that every mountain peak is Shiva himself. And as you can see the snow-capped mountain peaks, you can see how these little snow caps are, as they are melting, the little streams are coming down. And as they come together, they form bigger streams and essentially rivers. And this is how the Ganga is created in this material realm. From the mountain peaks, from Shiva, through these little streams, Shiva's hair come together and they create the Ganga river. And this river exists not only in the material realm, but also in the astral realm. And as much as the mythology is true, also the science is true, because it is coming from the skies. As the snow falls down onto the mountains and then the snow melts and comes together as the river, it is literally coming from the heavens, this river. And that's why in India it is considered the highest manifestation of purity. And to keep it tradition, until this day, the ashes of the dead are scattered into the river. Because until this day it is believed that it helps you gain moksha, helps you gain liberation from the cycles of reincarnations. And this river not only uplifts people on a spiritual level, but also it is the lifeline of 40% of the population in India. Anytime I'm at a place like this, I always kind of feel like I'm in Playland, because you get your face painted and you get to offer prasad, which is 90% sugar. It's like food that you offer to the deity. It's also really cool that there's a main temple and around it there are smaller shrines dedicated to different deities. And the reason why I say it's kind of like Playland, because when you sit in each shrine, it's like being in a different ride. Almost, because each deity represents a different aspect of the formless, which is beyond any aspects. But it's really fun that you sit in there and you just close your eyes and you become quiet and something opens in you, and always something different opens in you. It's sometimes like it's sometimes like ooh, and sometimes like oh. It's really fun to just like jump from shrine to shrine and to see what happens inside you. I'm getting a bit sentimental because today's Mother's Day and the Ganga is right in front of me. Ganga Ma is right in front of me. And I'm just remembering in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that it's very difficult to just relate to the formless aspect of God, just to embrace the void. And it is very beneficial and nice to relate to a form, whether it is a Krishna or a Christ or Ma. Ramakrishna, who was a beautiful Indian saint, said a lot of times that one should relate to God as a son relates to his or her mother, because that way you are embracing the unconditional love that God has for you, because it makes you remember of the mother's love for a child. Because the same way how a mother loves her child unconditionally, God loves you unconditionally. Everything in nature, everything around you is supporting you the same way as your mother supported you. And to relate to God this way reminds you that you don't have to do anything, you don't have to achieve anything, you don't have to become anything. You have this love. You have this unconditional love. And you are loved just the way you are. And so every day is Mother's Day. when you live your life this way, when you let Mother Nature embrace you. And to celebrate this, every evening in the cities near the Ganga, there's an arti, an offering of light to Ganga Ma. And since the sun is going down, I think it's about to start now.
Namah Shivaya. Om Shri Maha Ganadhipataye Namaha. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Pamashravastamam.
The arti has ended, and I'm also gonna end my day because tomorrow I'm going to Kedarnath, which is the abode of Shiva, and I'm really excited for it. If you want to follow the journey, then make sure to subscribe and turn on the notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.